Hey, how's it going? Today is day 86 of my 100-day inspiration challenge, which means that there are 14 days left, which also means that there are 14 days left in 2020. That is so crazy. So before I get started, I want you to think about how you want to finish this year. We've got 2 weeks left. How can you make changes to set up your 2021 for success? With that being said, I want to talk about overcoming distractions because a lot of us are working from home right now and it's amazing. But working from home, we are left to our own devices. And that means that there are a lot of distractions that are coming into play. And distractions, they obviously take you away from your goals. And so I want to talk about ways to overcome distractions. So the first thing is you got to get super clear on what your distractions are. Do you know what your distractions are? So are you avoiding your work and going to the kitchen and finding something to eat? Are you getting on Facebook? Are you getting onto your email? I know sometimes I literally just click my phone. My phone is such a huge distraction, and I know that. So thinking about the things that you're doing that are taking your eyes off your prize, that are distracting you from what it is that you say that you want. And maybe it is just staying up late. Maybe it is drinking booze so that the next day comes and you're not in a clear mindset. Whatever it is, I want you to get crystal clear on what it is that is distracting you from your goals. The second thing is when. Do you know when you are being distracted? So is it right before you're about to do something hard? Or is it after you've been working for an hour and you accomplish something and then immediately you feel good and so you want to go to that distraction? Or is it a certain time of day? Is it midday? Is it morning? Is it in the evening? Again, getting crystal clear and super focused on not just what the distraction is, but when the distraction is happening. The more clear that you are on what your distraction is and when it is coming, the easier it's going to be to solve those problems and to eliminate those distractions. The third thing is, do you know why your distractions are happening? So this one takes a little bit of inner reflection. A lot of times we are avoiding things, right? A lot of times there is something inside of us that doesn't want to deal with whatever is in front of us. So oftentimes there's a fear-based element to whatever is in front of us. And so we look to that distraction to take us away. But the funny thing about this is usually if you address that fear, so maybe your fear is to reach out to someone new. Maybe you've got a sales call and your fear is to reach out to someone new. And by not paying attention to that fear, you might subconsciously want to avoid it. And so you do all your normal distractions. However, if you pay attention to it, if you go inward and you say, oh, the reason why I am not making that phone call is because I am afraid. What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of somebody thinking that they're bothering me, and really getting crystal clear on what it is your fears are. And then saying, what is the worst that can happen? Oh, somebody might hang up on me. That would be bad, but would that be terrible? No. So a lot of times dealing with why we are using distractions can be really helpful. So these three things, what your distractions are, when they happen, and why they happen, are super helpful so that you can eliminate your distractions. Because at the end of the day, distractions are just habits of avoidance, right? So it is a habit that you have in place in your life to avoid a certain thing that you don't want to do. And the good news is all habits can be changed. So it just takes some repetition. It just takes some awareness, paying attention to what those habits are so that you can make adjustments as you need. So the first thing to overcome distractions is awareness. The second thing is to help yourself out. So like I said, for me, my phone is the biggest distraction that I have. So I turn off all of my notifications. I turn off my Facebook notifications. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb because I don't want texts. I don't want phone calls to bother me. That takes me out of my flow. It takes me out of my focus. It takes me out of my concentration. It is someone else saying that they have something that they're working on, and I can either come to their problem and help them, or I can help myself and move forward toward my goals. So I turn off all my notifications on my phone, so that way I am in control. And if I want to check my phone, if I want to get on social media, I am doing it by choice and not because the bell has rung and called me. The other thing that I do is I put my phone in the other room so that it is out of sight, out of mind, because if my phone is right here, I want to click on it. There is something inside of me. I don't know if you've seen The Social Dilemma, but that movie is crazy. On Netflix, it's a documentary talking about basically how the dark underbelly of social media and how we're all controlled by it. So I would highly suggest that you check it out, but keeping your phone in another room, especially while you get to work and while you want to do focused work. So the third thing to help you overcome distractions is to focus on small pieces. So don't worry so much about the big picture. If you focus on all the big things that you have to get done, you're going to be overwhelmed. So just focus on 15-minute increments at a time. Put your timer on your phone, or not your phone because your phone's in the other room. So put your timer on the oven or wherever it is that you work, maybe on your watch, and just allow yourself to work for 15 minutes. The good thing about this is it's simple and it's not overwhelming, it's manageable, and you will find that at the end of 15 minutes, you will have inspiration and you will want to keep going. And even if you don't, you still will have achieved 15 minutes of really solid focused work. So I like to give myself 15 minutes where I work hard. Sometimes I want to keep going, and sometimes I just need a little bit of a break. So I'll take a break. And breaking it down into these chunks is really helpful because you can go 15 minutes without a distraction. It makes it much more easy. And the fourth thing is to make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. So I'm not talking about in the moment, but I'm talking about the overall. So I was talking to someone today and she was telling me that she had a food blog back in the day. We were sharing stories with each other, and she said that back in the day she had a food blog, and she said that it wasn't really filling her cup, but she had told herself that she was going to keep this food blog until it was successful. And then she realized how silly that was, because if you are working towards something that is not filling your cup, then you are never going to feel successful. It is so much better if you work on something that fills your cup so that you can feel successful, so that you love everything that you do. Yes, there are going to be parts and things that are hard and challenging and maybe don't come as easy to you. But if you overall love what you're doing, if you have a purpose, if you have a mission, those hard and challenging things are going to be easier because you love what you're doing, because it is a part of a greater picture. Woo! I just spilled something. You're going to love all parts of it because it is a part of a greater picture. So, overcoming distractions, it comes down to awareness. First things first. What is the distraction? When is it happening? Why is it happening? Get a pen and paper, go deep, ask yourself those questions, and then turn off notifications, put your phone away, set a timer, small chunks, and then make sure that you are doing something that you love. Because at the end of the day, you have control over the life that you live. So don't spend your life doing something that you hate. Create a life that you love, and you will find so much more joy, so much more passion, so much more meaning. You will give and you will contribute in a really special, meaningful way. Thank you so much. Keep showing up for yourself. If you do, there is nowhere that you can go but up. If you would like more free resources, you can head over to showuptogoup.com.